Welcome to today's Explainer. If South Florida real estate feels completely overwhelming right now, you are definitely in the right place. Today, we're unpacking Mora Realty. They're a highly personalized boutique practice in Hollywood, Florida that simplifies the market for buyers, sellers, renters, and investors. And what we're really focusing on is their hyper-local expertise, especially when it comes to navigating highly sought-after, complex areas like the Royal Poinciana neighborhood.
Okay, let's dive right into this and unpack exactly how this local practice operates from top to bottom. Here is our roadmap. First, the micro-market challenge, then integrated services. After that, the commercial deal math, followed by the direct line advantage, and finally, making your next move.
All right, Section 1, the micro-market challenge, navigating Hollywood, Florida.
So here's the thing you have to understand right out of the gate. South Florida real estate is absolutely not a monolith. We aren't just talking about Hollywood in some broad, generic sense. We're looking at distinct, nuanced micro-neighborhoods, trying to treat a highly specific pocket like Royal Poinciana the exact same way you'd treat Hollywood Beach. Well, that's practically a guaranteed recipe for a bad deal. Knowing these micro-neighborhoods is what prevents nasty surprises down the road.
A generalist approach just fails here. Why? Because critical variables, we're talking pricing, HOA rules, insurance requirements, and rental demand, they literally shift block by block. Take Royal Poinciana, for example. The strict HOA and insurance rules on one street can be completely different from the street right next to it. To navigate that without getting burned, you absolutely need hyper-local insight.
Moving on to Section 2, Integrated Services, a full-cycle approach.
The solution to all that complexity is having everything managed under one roof. Mora Realty handles buying, selling, leasing, and investing all together. Just imagine you're a small business owner who buys a commercial storefront, and then, a few months later, you realize you need to relocate your family closer to the shop. Having one integrated agent who deeply understands your goals, handling both of those moves seamlessly, it's a massive advantage.
And you get that exact same level of dedication whether you're securing your very first apartment in Royal Poinciana or you're restructuring a massive mixed-use investment portfolio. Actually, for investors, this integrated view is crucial. Mora Realty pulls actual real-time upper-floor rental data directly from their own leasing practice to accurately inform your commercial purchase. It takes the guesswork completely out of the equation.
Let's shift gears a bit to Section 3, the commercial deal math, full-cycle support.
Let me ask you this. If you are evaluating a commercial property right now, maybe looking at retail, office space, small industrial, or mixed-use properties along the coastal corridor or federal highway, how are you actually measuring the viability of that deal?
Because residential and commercial are totally different beasts. Residential deals, they rely heavily on lifestyle fit. But commercial deals, they rely entirely on the math. It's a slower, much more deliberate process. Zoning nuances, tenant mix trends, parking ratios, and things like hurricane code retrofits will literally make or break your underwriting. If the math doesn't work, the deal dies. Period.
To handle this, Mora Realty uses a strict three-step commercial engagement methodology. First, you define a written scope, setting initial filters like price and timeline. Second, they relentlessly underwrite candidates against realistic rent rolls and CapEx. And finally, you walk through the financial model together, line by line, until you confidently believe every single input.
Which brings us to Section 4, the direct line advantage, no gatekeepers.
This is really their defining operational philosophy, and it's such a refreshing contrast to traditional layered brokerages. Listen to this promise. I work directly with owners, tenants, and small investors, never through layers of assistance. That means there's absolutely no guessing game about who is actually drafting your letter of intent, reviewing your estoppel, or coordinating with counsel. You always know exactly who is handling your deal. And direct communication directly translates to faster decisions. Think about the real-world stakes here. When a lease needs immediate, fast redlining, or a landlord demands an end-of-day decision, having a direct line to your licensed professional keeps the momentum of your deal alive. It's a real game changer.
Finally, Section 5, making your next move, getting started.
So, what can you expect when you reach out? Let's focus on the number 1. You get one direct point of contact, and you can expect a typical response time of 1 business day, often even sooner, since they operate 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. No call centers, no bouncing around between junior agents, just direct access.
To keep that efficiency incredibly high, they actually operate without walk-in offices.
You just get a direct phone line to a licensed Florida agent, license number 3454593, who handles the whole shebang. It's a totally modern approach that is 100% focused on execution.
So, what does this all mean for you? Are you ready to make a move for your future in Hollywood, Florida? Because whether you're navigating block-by-block HOA shifts in Royal Poinciana or trying to underwrite commercial parking ratios on Federal Highway, you simply cannot rely on generic data. Bring your address, your price band, or your current letter of intent to the table for a candid read. Are you really willing to risk your next major investment on a generalist, or is it time to let the hyperlocal math do the talking? Thanks for joining this explainer.